Hi everyone! A couple of months ago I have passed Security Plus exam, and today I would like to share with you my study methodology, what I used, the materials, how did I prepare for the exam, and the other tips. So the CompTIA Security Plus exam itself consists from 5 different domains, covering different fields in security, starting from attacks, vulnerabilities, threats, ending up with governance, risk and compliance topics. And in general, you could have up to 90 questions. Personally, when I was on the exam, I had 75 test questions and around 4 performance-based questions. Well, on the exam, you can have regular test questions. It can be single choice or multiple choice questions with the question and the options which to choose. And the other of them is the performance-based questions, which is basically a task which you have to solve. It can be some questions related to the networking, or it can be some tasks related to the user management or access control, and so on and so forth. Exam duration is 90 minutes and the passing score is 750 out of 900 in total. You could have exam either in person at the testing center, or you can have it online, which I actually had online. But to be honest, personally, if you have test center in your city, I suggest you just to go there because you'll have less stress. In the middle of my exam, I had issue with my Wi-Fi at home, so I was very stressed because I already thought that I probably have failed my exam just because of that, but I was able just to reconnect back. But to be honest, if you have test center, just go there. You'll have less stress for sure. Well, it took me around 2 months to prepare to the exam, and I was studying almost every day. I had some days off, but it was like almost every day for 2 hours, for 1 hour, for 3 hours. On the weekends, I had like longer study sessions, which is just basically because that on the work days I just work. I already came from the security background. I think it was beneficial for me, but if you don't have any security background, I would say no worries, because as long as you study for the exam, you can pass it. So first things first, go to their official website and they have a special page with the exam objectives, what kind of topics are gonna be on the exam and per each domain. So it's one of the, I have printed it out. For example, this is related to the 5th domain, governance, risk and compliance, and there's all the topics which is going to be on your exam. This is literally cheat sheet, I would say. Cheat sheet. Okay, whatever. So based on that, I was just going one by one to see if I know this concept or not. If I don't, I was taking notes over here and on the back of the paper, just because I think it's really important to understand what kind of study method works best for you. Because for me, I'm really good at memorizing something. If I write it down literally on a paper with a pen by my hand, I'm really good at memorizing things that way, and that's why I did it a lot of conspects and just notes this way. Yeah, the other thing which I used, I have watched all videos from Professor Messer related to Security Plus exam. He has it on the YouTube. It's free. I think it's great free resource. So I watched all of his videos, and after I finished his videos, I started watching as well the video from the YouTube channel called Inside Cloud and Security, which is like 10-hour crash course about Security Plus exam as well. And to be honest, I found the second one, the video 10-hour course, much more informative than the Professor Messer videos, just because I really like the way how the second guy was explaining everything. I found it much more informative for me because he was providing a lot of real world examples as well, how you can use it at the work, even though Professor Messer was doing the same, but I just found the second one better for myself. I think it's also very important to understand what is the best way how you can learn things. For example, in my case, I'm really good at learning through visualized things like looking at the tables, data graphs, videos. That's why I watched a lot of YouTube videos from the Professor Messer and as well as from this 10-hour YouTube crash course about Security Plus, just because if I'll read the book, I actually read the book about that as well, but we'll talk about it later. But I know that for the baseline, first watching crash courses or watching any course study material videos is much more better for me. Just I know that way I perceive the information better. About the performance-based questions, you also have to prepare for them. Two ways how you can prepare for them. One of them I found it really informative as well is also the YouTube videos again. It's from the YouTube channel called Cybercraft, and just check out all of his videos related to the performance-based questions exactly for Security Plus. I think back then when I was watching them, it was like 28 or something, or 29, around that amount. But it was to watch each of them. I didn't get any same questions on my real exam, but his videos just helped me so much to understand basically the concept of the performance-based questions, as well as he helped me a lot to understanding the way how I should think and how I should approach in the order to solve these questions properly, because it's not only about just answering or choosing some random things, it's also about if you have the right mindset from the security standpoint. The other study material which I use for the exam, it's book from Daryl Gibson, Security Plus Preparation for the Exam. This is the best book ever. I didn't read it from the page 1 to the last page, no, but what I was doing actually after watching all of these videos, well, I kind of understand all of the concepts. I took my paper about exam objectives, and I was just going one by one, and if I can recall all the things, I was like, yeah, good. But if I don't remember some concept or some terminology, I will go to a book and I start reading about it. And I found this book actually so informative, because he provides a lot of information in theory as well as in practice. He shows the way how we can apply this theory at the real work, at the real world experience, so you really understand the concept of it practically, even though if you haven't done it before. And the way how Daryl Gibson writes the things and explains it, this is very easy. He explains so complicated concepts in such an easy way. So I think even the person who doesn't have that much technology knowledge will understand it still, even though it will be probably a little bit complicated to them, but still I found this book like 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. And I think it's generally a good book, not only to prepare for the exam, but generally just to understand so many concepts in security. Another big help and must have while you are on your exam is to do practice tests. Without practice tests, you cannot apply your knowledge, to be honest, that much in order to feel prepared to the exam, because watching videos and reading the book is one, but you still have to understand how is it going to be on the exam. So I was taking a lot of practice tests. One of them was practice tests from the Professor Messer. It's actually paid, so you have to pay for that, but still I really found them useful and just to understand the concept. Actually, additionally, I would like to add to the book of the Daryl Gibson. He has also a lot of practice tests inside of the book. So I was actually doing a lot of practice tests. He has the one generally like for all the exam, like 90 questions, as well as he has questions related to only to specific domain. For example, you just complete reading the domain 1, everything there, and then you get the test there with the questions related to the domain 1, and the same with other domains. And I was doing a lot of his practice tests. I think I did all of them in his book. And in any questions where I check my answer and it's incorrect and I don't understand why it's incorrect, I just go back to the chapter, to the explanation of this concept again, and I'll start reading it. I'll be like, yeah, that's actually how it works. And actually, he also had very good explanation and answer to the questions as well. So I found this book really helpful. And simultaneously, while I was reading this book, doing this practice test, and even earlier while I was watching these YouTube videos, I was simultaneously doing the quizzes. I actually used 2 platforms for quizzes. One of them is Pass Them All, and the other of them is Exam Compass. Exam Compass is actually free, and if I'm not mistaken, they have mobile application, so I was just installed it to my phone, and on my way home from work or whenever I have free time, instead of like scrolling social media, I was just doing quizzes for Security Plus. I think it's just really good to recall some of the things and just to go through this. It's also like practice tests as well, and I found it very useful. But to be honest, these questions, especially from the Pass Them All, it's like easy way, and I didn't get that much of these easy level questions on the real exam, but still it's a good way how you can memorize things, terminology and definition for some concepts. Well, that was everything about my preparation and study materials. If you're watching this video, I wish you good luck and to pass the test, and bye!